Homeowners are giving up on selling.
A growing number of homeowners who have recently listed their properties are now choosing to remove them from the market rather than lower their price. The trend, it's known as delisting, and it's surged by nearly 50% according to Realtor.com.
This isn't new. This actually happened at the height of COVID. When I'm just browsing at a lot of different houses, there's a lot of them that somebody was trying to get a ton of money for during the COVID pandemic. It'll be 800,000 that they listed it for, and then over the next 3 years, they brought it down to 750, and then they relisted it at 715, and they brought it down to 650. So there's a whole lot of houses that basically people were just gambling for. Can I get this high price? And that didn't happen. But now the conditions have changed a little bit because interest rates are so high. So it used to be price, but now it's price plus interest rates, and people are delisting again. But let's hear what they have to say.
Demand has cooled over the months after years of a hot housing market. U.S. home sales have declined while prices remain elevated, continuing to pose challenges for prospective
I
buyers.
just looked, and we have the same amount of home sales as 2008. Prices have not dropped, but the number of houses sold has. So something's got to give.
Who have been priced out of the market. People aren't buying homes like they used to because it's just too expensive, and sellers don't want to sell at lower prices, so more of them are delisting their properties and waiting.
Or they don't want to sell at the current interest rate. It's not so much that prices have come down. They've come down like, I don't know, 0.5% in some of these places. It's that when you rebuy something, even if you have a lot of equity, let's say you have a couple $100,000 in equity and you buy a house for the same amount. You sell $1 million house, you have 300,000 in equity, and then you buy $1 million house. Your payments are actually going to be the same, roughly, even if you put all that equity in. And that just doesn't feel good for sellers.
Instead, in May of this year, 47% more homes were removed from the market compared to May 2024,
Wow.
according to Realtor.com. From January to May of this year, there were 35% more delistings than during the same period last year. The total number of homes currently for sale has gone up, so there are more options for buyers right now. In June of this year, there were 29% more homes for sale than in June of last year. The number of homes newly put up for sale in June 2025 was 6.2% higher than June 2024, so some sellers are still entering the market. However, from May to June of this year, the number of new listings didn't really grow. It stayed about the same. Unlike past housing cycles where falling prices pressured underwater homeowners to sell, today's homeowners benefit from record high levels of home equity, so they have the flexibility to wait it out. This allows many sellers to withdraw their homes from the market if their asking price isn't met. Realtor.com senior economist Jake Krimmel said in a statement, across the country in May of this year, for every 100 homes that were newly put up for sale, 13 homes were taken off the market. Now, some sellers are lowering their prices.
I looked, about 30 to 35% of homes are doing price reductions, and then another 15% are delisting. So really, half of your homes are not selling for what the seller wants.
The market cools and sellers are struggling to get the prices they want. More of them are lowering their prices to attract buyers. In June, 20.6% of home listings had their asking prices lower. That's the highest percent.
That'll vary a little bit depending on the region. California, some other places that experienced high growth in the last few years, it's a little bit more here.
Percentage seen in any June since at least 2016, according to Realtor.com. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Keenan. If you want more on this story, download the Straight Arrow News.
Well, isn't that interesting?